Chameleon. Chameleons are among the most famous animals known for changing color. Found mainly in Africa and parts of the Middle East and Europe, these reptiles can shift their skin from green to brown, yellow, blue, and even bright red. Many people think they do this only to blend into their surroundings, but camouflage is just one small part of the story. A chameleon's color change is actually controlled by special cells in its skin called chromatophores, which contain pigments and tiny crystal structures. By expanding or contracting these cells, the chameleon can reflect different wavelengths of light. This ability helps them communicate with other chameleons, show dominance, attract mates, or express stress and temperature changes. In a quiet forest, a chameleon's skin becomes a living signal system, constantly adjusting to its environment and social situation. Octopus. Octopuses are masters of rapid color transformation in the ocean. Living in reefs, rocky seabeds, and deep waters around the world, these soft-bodied animals can shift color, brightness, and even texture in a fraction of a second. Their skin contains thousands of pigment cells called chromatophores, along with reflective cells known as iridophores and leucophores. Working together, these cells allow an octopus to mimic rocks, coral, sand, and even moving patterns of light underwater. The change is controlled directly by the octopus's nervous system, which means it can react almost instantly to danger. When threatened, an octopus may darken suddenly, flash patterns, or blend perfectly into the seafloor. This remarkable ability helps it hunt quietly and avoid predators in a world where hiding often means survival. Cuttlefish. Cuttlefish are close relatives of octopuses and squid, and they possess one of the most advanced color-changing systems in the animal kingdom. These marine animals live in shallow coastal waters and sandy ocean floors, where camouflage is essential. Their skin is layered with pigment cells and reflective structures that allow them to produce moving waves of color and pattern across their bodies. Unlike many animals that only change color gradually, cuttlefish can create complex designs that resemble shifting sand, coral textures, or rippling water. Scientists often study cuttlefish because their skin behaves almost like a living screen, capable of displaying detailed patterns. The change happens under precise neural control, allowing them to communicate with other cuttlefish, confuse predators, or quietly stalk prey. Squid. Squid also possess impressive color-changing abilities, though the effect often appears more subtle than that of octopuses or cuttlefish. Found throughout the world's oceans, squid rely on chromatophores embedded in their skin to create rapid flashes of color. Some species can switch from pale silver to deep red or brown almost instantly. These changes are commonly used during hunting and communication. In large schools, squid sometimes flash coordinated patterns across their bodies, sending visual signals to one another while moving through the water. In darker ocean environments, color shifts can also help break up their outline, making them harder for predators to detect. Golden tortoise beetle. The golden tortoise beetle is a small insect known for its striking metallic appearance. At first glance, it looks like a tiny drop of liquid gold resting on a leaf. But when disturbed, stressed, or preparing to molt, the beetle's shell changes color dramatically. The brilliant gold can shift to reddish-brown with dark spots. This transformation happens because the beetle can alter the layers of fluid beneath its transparent outer shell. When the fluid moves or drains, it changes how light reflects off the surface. The result is a sudden shift in color that may help confuse predators or signal changes in the beetle's condition. Arctic fox. The Arctic fox is a mammal that changes color with the seasons, rather than in seconds. Living in the frozen landscapes of the Arctic, this fox must remain hidden in a world that shifts from snow-covered winters to rocky tundra summers. During winter, its fur becomes thick and pure white, allowing it to disappear against snow and ice. As the warmer months arrive and the snow melts, the fox gradually sheds this coat and grows a darker brown or gray fur. This seasonal transformation helps it blend into the rocky ground and sparse vegetation. The color shift is controlled by natural cycles of daylight and temperature, showing how even mammals adapt their appearance to survive in extreme environments. Snowshoe hare. The snowshoe hare follows a similar seasonal pattern of color change. Native to northern forests of North America, this hare depends heavily on camouflage to escape predators such as foxes, owls, and lynxes. In summer, its fur is brown, matching the forest floor and surrounding plants. When winter approaches and snow begins to blanket the landscape, the hare gradually grows a bright white coat. This transformation allows it to vanish almost completely in snowy environments. Scientists have found that the timing of this color shift is guided mainly by the length of daylight rather than temperature alone, which helps the hare prepare for winter before the snow fully arrives. Peppered moth. The peppered moth is a well-known example of color change through evolution rather than individual transformation. Before the Industrial Revolution in England, most peppered moths were light gray with black speckles, blending well against pale tree bark covered in lichens. As factories spread and soot darkened the environment, darker moths began to survive more easily because birds had a harder time spotting them. Over time, the darker form became far more common. When pollution later decreased and trees returned to lighter colors, the population gradually shifted again. The story of the peppered moth became one of the clearest, real-world demonstrations of natural selection, showing how animal coloration can adapt to environmental changes across generations. Flounder. Flounders are flatfish that spend much of their lives lying directly on the seafloor. Their bodies are built in a way that allows both eyes to sit on one side of the head, giving them a full view of the ocean floor above them. These fish can change their skin color and pattern to match sand, gravel, or rocks almost perfectly. Specialized pigment cells allow them to adjust their appearance as they move across different surfaces. A flounder resting on light sand may appear pale beige, while the same fish on darker gravel quickly shifts to a deeper brown pattern. This camouflage makes them nearly invisible to predators and also helps them ambush passing prey. Green anole. The green anole is a small lizard commonly found in the southeastern United States and parts of the Caribbean. Although often called an American chameleon, its color change is much simpler than that of true chameleons. The anole usually appears bright green when relaxed and healthy, blending with leaves and branches. However, it can shift to brown when stressed, cold, or competing with other males. Hormones and environmental factors influence the pigment cells in its skin, causing the visible change. While the transformation is not as dramatic as that of some reptiles, it still serves as an important signal of mood, temperature, and social status within its environment.